We're on the cusp of the Adelaide Grand Final, and it's almost a melancholy sort of event because it marks the end of an era at PremiAir Racing with James Golding leaving for greener pastures. And he joins us now ahead of a milestone race with the team. Jimmy, welcome to the driver's seat.
Thank you. It's great to be on here.
Now, Jimmy, let's rewind back to 2022, where you were in co-driver land and you'd been out of the full-time game for a while now, mate. But all of a sudden, you get a phone call and you're back with a full-time seat. Walk us through that one?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy times to be honest. I was getting to a point where I thought, maybe it's over and maybe I wasn't going to get back in full time, but I was still working as hard as I could out of the car and also racing as much as I could outside of the supercars co-driving to stay sharp so that if there was an opportunity I could really capitalise on it. And yeah, it was one of them things that um, I don't think I know of any time in supercars that's happened previously halfway through a season. So it was pretty crazy, pretty unexpected. But yeah, it was, I think, definitely right place, right time. I'd had a few discussions with Peter uh, at different events leading up to that point. But I think the key one was I chatted to him on that weekend at Darwin, um, and just told him what I was up to, and really more discussing the next year and if there was any potential there to drive for him. And then all of a sudden on the Monday after the race, got the phone call, and yeah, obviously the rest is history pretty much.
It's pretty crazy because like I sort of said, mate, like it really it doesn't happen. I mean, you see so many drivers that sort of leave the paddock and just don't seem to come back. But you not only did, but you actually sort of thrived a little bit, and it's been quite a good partnership. I mean, you had Slady as a teammate, and obviously, Richie Stanaway, and now they're obviously moving on to Jaden Ojeda. But you've really tasted a little bit of success there and showed what you can do. That pole position in Darwin, a, a, a podium at the Sandown 500, a Bathurst podium as well. Have you, when you look back at your time at Premier, is it sort of like, oh, geez, we probably could have done more, but I've ticked off a lot of boxes that I didn't think I would have done beforehand.
Yeah, that's right. It was one of them things that I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen, and really at that point you take any opportunity you can get. And obviously my career at Garry Rogers in supercars didn't go for too long because they decided to pull out of the championship. So only lasting 2 years there was a bit of a shock and something I probably wasn't really prepared for. Obviously stepping back from full time to co-drive, and as you said, it's one of them things that usually, from what I've seen, if you're out of full time for a year, you're pretty well nail in the coffin kind of deal, and you won't get back in. So to be out for 2.5 years and to get the opportunity to get back in was just unbelievable. And like you said, it was certainly a building time for the team that only just entered the championship at the start of 2022. So it was it was definitely tough. Obviously, I was trying to find my feet again. Entering the championship halfway through a season is never easy, but then also working with the team on how to build it, improve it, on all fronts, engineering wise, with personnel and all that. It's been a long progress over the years, and there's been many changes. But yeah, I'm happy that I would be the one to deliver them their first pole position, first podium, first Bathurst podium, or win, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it's been an awesome journey, and yeah, I can't thank the team enough for the opportunity.
I want to quickly touch on because you were still, as you sort of mentioned, you were still racing at GRM and doing some stuff with Garry Rogers, you did the S5000s. Even as recently as last weekend in Malala, you were in the Trico Trans Am series. Did you? obviously, you were never going to hang up the helmet, but did you look at other opportunities like anything internationally, overseas, stuff like that to maybe keep yourself sharp, maybe tick off some bucket list items that you couldn't have done when you were a full timer?
Um, I was looking a little bit to try and maybe put something together to race the Indy Lights Championship and, potentially um, try and have a crack at IndyCar, but I didn't really progress too far with it until this opportunity come up. So yeah, it was something I was thinking about and starting to look at getting into the back half of that year and really sort of try another direction because before I went to Super 2 with Garry Rogers, it was an option I was looking at to go over and do their scholarship program in USF 2000 it was back then to start at the bottom and then the four tier progression up to IndyCar. You win each step and you get a scholarship funding to the next stage basically. So it was going to be go over there, try and win it each year and progress to the next stage. And if we didn't win, then we'd be coming back home. But yeah, it's probably my second favorite um, option, I guess you could say. Obviously, when Garry gave me the opportunity to start in Super 2, it was kind of too good to be true, and we knew that it was going to be a big challenge going to America. So, yeah, we took that with both hands, and that really set myself up for my whole career and got me to where I am today.
Very nice. And at Malala, you were able to be a part of the tribute to Garry and got to drive one of the Monaros. I'm guessing it would have been very, very emotional too, especially since, James Warburton's Supercars boss pretty much summed it up at Bathurst. Like every step of that podium had a bit of GRM influence in it. So to get behind the wheel of that Monaro, it must have felt pretty emotional.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, the car's got a rich history in Australian motorsport. Winning the Bathurst 24 hour back when they used to have it, and to have the privilege to drive that, being one of Gary's cars, and as a tribute to him and his amazing life and career, it's been a huge privilege to obviously be a part of the Garry Rogers Motorsport family and to get to drive that car at Malala on the weekend when I was racing the Trans Am was a pretty surreal feeling, but yeah, like you said, it was really Garry that really set me up for my career and gave me the opportunity. Even when I was out of the supercar seat, I was still racing for them in S5000. It's really kept me in the game, and he's been a big supporter of mine the whole way through. Always kept well in contact with him, and yeah, it's been something I'm really grateful for.
What is kind of cool with that legacy that sort of lives on is so next year when you jump to BRT and you'll actually have Aaron Cameron as a teammate, and we know the sort of stuff that Aaron's done at GRM as well. He's very successful in the TCR and S5000 as well. You guys would have been going door to door. Well, I don't know if you can go door to door in an S5000, but
Side pod to side pod.
yeah, exactly. But it must be nice to sort of have a teammate that you've got a pretty rich relationship with and know a fair bit. Like it's almost like it's not a new teammate, you're getting an old teammate.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit different in supercars land, but yeah, Aaron's a super fast driver. He's a funny story actually at Bathurst when we raced S5000. I think the last practice session or something, I was fastest by a little bit, and Aaron was a little bit slower in one sector, and I was looking at his footage, and I said, "Oh, just try this here," giving him a hand, and then he went out and out qualified me. So I won't be giving him too many tips, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's obviously a lot easier when you're driving with someone that you've worked with before, and he's a super fast young talent. So it's exactly what we need in the team to progress to the top.
Well, it looks like, look, 2026 is still a long way away. You've still got this weekend to go, and you'll be ticking off a milestone. If I've done my stats correctly, you'll be having your 100th race with PremiAir, and it's a pretty good way to go out on top. So hopefully you can deliver some silverware on the streets of Adelaide. But good luck, mate, and hopefully we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be a great weekend to finalise the journey there with Premier. Looking forward to it.